Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is July 15, 2024. Here is another daily analysis. All right, let's start with S&P 500 daily chart. First of all, volume was pretty light, like 30, I believe, 6 million for SPY traded, which is very light volume. So this week, everyone is waiting for inflation data and also some economical news from Bank of Canada, which is not important for the market, US market, but it is very important for the Fed fund rate, just because Bank of Canada was one of the first actually central bank around the world. During COVID time, they increased the rate substantially, even before a US Federal Reserve. Last month, Bank of Canada just bring the rate down for the first time after COVID crash. They just bring the rate down, and this month again, they're gonna have like another meeting in next week, and lots of economical data is coming, and it is very weak. So for those ones who are just saying, Ali, what are you talking about? Canada is not US, the economy is very small. Yeah, that's right. I'm just looking at the trend. And when I see the other banks around the world, they just start for pivoting to the downside. This means Federal Reserve is going to pivot sometimes this summer. So I know Jay Powell today was talking, and he was kind of like mentioning about like the strong economy. We are going to see the data again. So that's why market just had a very, very volatile session, hits new all-time high S&P 500, but goes down substantially after that. Hit just find a bottom here and then spiking up. But right now, this is very, very important bottom. So this 5,600, I believe this is very, very important bottom, because if we cross over this area, if we pivot 5,600, so we should see some kind of like a move to the downside. And I believe that this is at the last trench to the downside. And I believe that market is kind of like at the top information for a significant drop. So the first drop is going to be 54 to 5,500. And then after that, we should see some kind of like a lower level. If you go to a daily chart, here's the daily chart. So we just got a nominal new all-time high today, and the market just gapped up at nominal new all-time high due to news. Still, there's going to be a potential upside limit to 5,700 even, but lots of charts actually showing the top information. So we will get into technology ones. For example, I believe that a 5 to 6% correction is going to be very, very important for the market, and it's going to be very healthy. So if we just lose this important demand area, which is a very, very important 44 to 5,500, then price can go all the way down to 5,200, which is kind of like important previous new all-time high. And it's kind of like a forming a bottoming phase consolidation for breakout for this important rally. So all in all, when I see this, I should say market is very, very fragile for kind of like a consolidation to the downside for the next few weeks. So July is kind of like a top information for the market. As I said, last week and this week, we should see a market top. And then after that, we should see some kind of like a period of danger or correction to the downside. So still, there are lots of chances here, but I believe that when we are getting to the later phase of the July, we should see the market top is there as well. Moving on to Nasdaq, which is here is the daily chart, hourly chart for Nasdaq. As you see here, we just got to kind of like a higher high, just a short lift coming down, and again, market just formed the bottom here. I know stochastic short term is bull, but if you just look at the daily chart, here's the daily chart, and we are kind of like at the beginning of the sell-off. I know that we just got kind of like a pivotal point here to the downside, a sharp sell-off, but that was kind of like a light volume in this box. As I said, we're going to see kind of like a chop, potentially for a failure to the downside. 18,000 to 19,000 is going to be the area that I'm just looking for Nasdaq for potential buying opportunity, because I believe that steel market will have some bullish momentum, and it is very, very hard to show the top I believe even before election, we don't see any crashes or something. The real crash or the real recession indicator is coming in 2025, and everything is settled. Even not first, the second half of 2025, based on my cycles. But right now, we should see just a short-term top for the market for the months of July. Moving on to US 30, which is Dow, new closing all-time high and new nominal all-time high for Dow. So Dow is getting into this area, as I said, we're gonna see the sell-off, and sure enough, we just got the sell-off. So I don't know if it's gonna go to 40,500, then coming down, or this is the top. So we should see some kind of like a top information for Dow. Lots of banking stocks, they did very well, so that's why Dow boosted higher, and it's kind of like a going to new all-time high. Nasdaq is not leading anymore, so Nasdaq is lagging these days. If we go to Russell 2000, 1.90% to the upside, pretty good move. Here is the weekly chart for Russell, and we just got into important supply area. So this weekly supply area is important just because previous consolidation, look at that. So we just spike up to new all-time high, then coming down and fail. So that failure was very, very important just because this supply break through to the downside. And so far, we didn't get into new all-time high. So you see that small caps are not doing well. However, this is a good consolidation. We just got to higher high, nicely breakthrough. But we are getting into very important resistance or supply area. So 21 to 22.39 is very, very important level. If we see a reversal, then we can go even to lower low. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to gold, gold just hitting kind of like a very close to the all-time high, kind of like a double top formation here. I believe that gold still can go higher. So when it goes above this, we should see exponential rally to the upside. So 2490, 2500 is coming down the road, but that's going to be kind of like a significant top. So by July 21st, like by this Friday, next Monday, I should say, we should see some kind of like a top information in different asset classes, the stock market, gold, and also silver as well. So we will see how far they can stretch. But gold, I believe, still 2,500 is going to be right around the corner. Silver didn't follow gold. So silver is in consolidation phase. It doesn't go kind of like a very, very spiky. So it can go to 32,500. But after that, I should say we can see some kind of like a sell-off coming down. Still waiting for 32 to this double top, or even higher, $34 per ounce could be kind of like the potential scenario. But after that, I should say again, by end of this week next, we should see some kind of like a top information in precious metals as well. Moving on to crude, crude is coming down today. This is very, very important, folks, just because if we go to 4 hours chart, I believe, so we can show you how crude is forming the pattern here. So this is very, very important neckline here. Even if you want to make a case. So this is kind of like the neckline that everyone is watching. So if we go below this pivotal point or below $80, I should say crude can go all the way down to this 76 or even lower, $74 to the downside. So we can see some kind of like a sharp sell-off for crude, especially months of July is not going to be a good month for crude. Moving on to individual names, Bitcoin just spiking higher, 4.76% to the upside. Great move for Bitcoin. I believe Bitcoin is getting back to this area, which is going to be 68 to 70,000. And if it gets there, if it just pull back, we can see kind of like an interesting rally for Bitcoin. So Bitcoin recaptured very nicely. Donald Trump came up, and with that news, just Bitcoin goes higher as well. Ethereum goes higher as well. Pretty nice spike to the upside. So here is the trend line. So Ethereum broke above this trend line, and this is very, very important level for Ethereum. So I believe that they are going to a new era for kind of like a rally to the upside. If we go above this important pivotal point, which I believe it can, so 35, 3600, then pull back, then we can see kind of like a new all-time high. to 43, 4,400 down the road. So this is very interesting. All altcoins and Bitcoins, crypto, they just did very well today. Bond yield, just this doji bar here, reacting to this important trend line. As I said before, bond yield is at kind of like a very important situation here. So this is not good looking chart for bulls. So we just got the high, here's the low, but we got where? A lower high. So this lower high ended up to higher high here on this important trend line. If we break through, then double bottom, then we can see even sharp sell-off after that if it breaks through to the downside, which I believe it's coming down the road. So right now, bond yield hold up very well, but I believe that it's kind of like a signal for Federal Reserve. This month or next, we can see the first rate cut coming this year, especially Goldman Sachs just brought up an article about a 2 to 3 rate cuts this year, which we are at months of 7, which is July. Just imagine every 2 months we will have another rate cut, which is going to be important for the market. Treasury after yesterday, I mean, like a Friday surge, it goes down just because Federal Reserve smashed this market down. Right now, Powell is saying we are data independent or dependent, actually. So Treasury, we can see some kind of like important pattern here. If it goes back down to 91 to 92, this is going to be important for Treasury as well, because we can see kind of like a sell-off as well. But right now we are not there yet, so we're gonna just like keep the momentum as is. We didn't have a strong breakthrough. We had a breakthrough coming back down sharply, back test going up. So right now this is just a pullback. If we get above this 95, easily can go to 95 to 97. Important consolidation, then spiking to the upside, which I believe this is going to be the scenario by end of this year, not next 2-3 months. VIX uptick today, 5% up. So VIX is just poised for the upside. Market was positive today, but sentiment is not positive. That's what I'm saying. And also, VIX is about to break out this triangle to the upside, which is going to be very, very important because the first target is going to be $16. I believe that if the sell-off is coming, it's going to just spike up easily to $20 for the final target. And if it gets there, we can see some kind of like a bottoming formation for the stock. Right now, VIX is just forming for another rally to the upside. Dixie is strengthened a bit. So after just broken this trend line, that's why I'm kind of like a bearish on the bond yield as well. We just got a bullish Harami today on the support. We can see some kind of like a strength here to 104.50, but after that we can see sell-off afterwards. Magma indicator today is just $1.25 up today. Why? Because of this. Apple got into new all-time high, sold off sharply after that. So sellers took control the entire session, gapped up, going up slightly, and then sellers took control. So it's going down. Probably that's going to be exhaustive rally. And we can see this is kind of like the last candle. If we get a gap down tomorrow, that would be a fantastic evening star on the top. And we can see sell-off initiate all the way down to 198. Amazon, just $1.77 down. Amazon is showing a reversal daily chart. Very important because it can go all the way down to 160 to 170. Meta going down as well. $2.71 down. So Meta is consolidating here after hitting the all-time high, coming back down. This is not a good pattern, guys. So it's kind of like a due for corrective move. Microsoft going down, going up today, 41 cents, but forming a bearish consolidation here. Microsoft can go down to 430 to 435 minimum. I believe that 425 is going to be a good level. Let me just put a marker on my chart here so we can track it later on. So this is a very, very beautiful demand area that I'm just looking for, 421 to 425. Google going up today, even after hours, it goes higher. Still within this white range bar, this is a topping phase. It takes time, but Google, I'm not expecting too much correction. If it goes here, that would be lovely, lovely, lovely. I expect this one coming to this area, and then that's it. But if it gets down, so why not? We will buy it. So waiting for that one. Netflix, $8 up today, just getting into important supply areas, sold off sharply, higher shadow here. I believe that Netflix's momentum is done. The beginning of the sell-off, that's what I'm saying, guys. Be careful about Tesla. Tesla gapped up nicely 5% to the upside today, early session. But look at this nice shadow. So this is kind of like a shooting a star secondary after this. So Tesla just bounced back up nicely. If it goes down, that would be very interesting reversal pattern. It can go down easily here, 193 to 220. So these are two levels that I'm just working on. I believe Tesla is forming the top here. So if we get confirmation tomorrow, that would be kind of like interesting. Semiconductors as well, they're weak. So SMH 62 cents down today, SOX 20 cents up, but still momentum is done. Taiwan Semiconductor goes down today. AMD $1.78 down. NVIDIA 80 cents down. Good bearish consolidation is forming here. If you see a downtick tomorrow, I should say NVIDIA can go down easily more. Texas Instrument 11 cents down, and Lam Research 71 cents down. So all in all, when I see kind of like beneath of the city is ugly. It doesn't have, at least the base case is momentum. It doesn't have any momentum. Moving on to XLF, which is financials, they're roaring and soaring. So that's why Dow and also Russell, because there are lots of regional banks in Russell, they did fantastic today. So XLF dollar, I see 62 cents up. KBE $1.31 up, fantastic move. KRE regional bank $1.52 up. And JP Morgan hit new all-time high today. Goldman Sachs, fantastic earning today, 2.57% to the upside, new all-time high. Bank of America, 30 cents up. And also Wells Fargo, $1.19 up today. So after, Friday, kind of like a bottoming phase here. Earning was good, but market didn't like the, I don't know what sentiment is looking for. But today we just got uptick. So I believe that banking, we may see another day or two for optic, but they will roll over eventually because the entire market is shaky. Gold miners, they are kind of like getting to the upside, then coming back down, ended up negative. GDXJ 26 cents down, AEM 37 cents down. They are just in a bullish momentum, but back and forth, they're coming down. Newmont 16 cents up today. Higher shadow here is strong, so we can see some kind of like a pullback for Newmont. Franco Nevada $1.80 down today, and gold barrick 16 cents down today as well. So all in all, I should say energy, gold miners after rally, they just need rest for now, but still they are looking for, I'm looking for kind of like a bullish momentum, still stretching by end of this year. Moving on to energy. Energy had a nice breaking through to the upside, but it's kind of like very, I should say, emotional. Why? Because energy stocks are built up based on Republican camp. And after news on Trump assassination, now the percentage of Americans or kind of like forecast are for Trump. And Trump, you know that he is an industrial guy, he's an oil guy, he's very, very important for oil industry and also big value names as well. So that's why energy just got happy for this one, regardless of crude price. So XOP, which is oil and gas exploration ETF, we just got a nice breakout today, but higher shadow is important as well. Still, keep an eye on this because I believe that this one can go higher, but I don't know if it's gonna just complete the rally by pattern. OH, like oil and gas services ETF, fantastic move, 3.74% to the upside. This one just break out nicely beforehand. So this is kind of like a leading right now. This is a gigantic pattern. So if it goes above this, there's nothing wrong with it. We can go all the way up to new all-time high or even double top. And this is kind of like a very sharp rally, even Exxon. So all charts are kind of like breaking through. Chevron going up as well, 45 cents up, even after hours, just gain a bit. But as I said, this is based on news, and a news-based movement usually faded away after 2, 3 days. So it's not going to be long last forever. I know they break out nicely, a good pattern though, technically. So we will see if it's going to fail or if it's going to continue. I'm kind of like sitting on the side for the energy just because crude is not my favorite commodity at this stage of the game or this period of time. But I will get back to energy when it's getting very cheap. So usually energy is very, very cyclical. Remember crude COVID time? And that was kind of like that was decimating for crude and energy stocks, but that was a fantastic opportunity for lots of investors. All right. I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart.